guys.
Welcome to another episode of Cemeteries Down Under. We're here at the historical St John's Cemetery in Parramatta. Now, St John's has a lot of the First Fleet that are buried here, a lot of the freed convicts. It looks like a little cemetery, but it's actually quite full because a lot of the crosses no longer exist, and it's surrounded by buildings and apartments and right next to a main road, so we do apologise for the traffic. And it also has the oldest marked grave in Australia, which is Henry Dodd. He died in 1790. So follow us, we'll show you around. I hope you like the episode.
See you soon, guys.
The First Fleet was a fleet of 11 ships that brought the first European and African settlers to Australia. It was made up of 2 Royal Navy vessels, 3 store ships and 6 convict transports. On the 13th of May 1787, the First Fleet, under the command of Captain Arthur Phillip, with over 1,400 people, convicts, marines, sailors and civil officers and free settlers, left from Portsmouth, England, and took a journey of over 24,000 kilometres and over 250 days to eventually arrive in Botany Bay, New South Wales, where a penal colony would become the first European settlement in Australia. The majority of the people travelling with the fleet were convicts, all having been tried and convicted in Great Britain, almost all of them in England. Many are known to have come to England from other parts of Great Britain, and especially from Ireland. At least 14 are known to have come from the British colonies in North America. 12 are identified as black, born in Britain, Africa and West Indies, North America, India, or a European country of its colony. The convicts had committed a variety of crimes, including theft, perjury, fraud, assault, robbery, for which they had variously been sentenced to death, which was then commuted to penal transportation for 7 years, 14 years, or for the term of their natural life. A number of people on the First Fleet kept diaries and journals of their experiences, including the surgeons, sailors, officers, soldiers, and ordinary seamen. There are at least 11 known manuscripts, journals of the First Fleet in existence, as well as some letters. The exact number of people directly associated with the First Fleet will likely never be established, as accounts of the event vary slightly.
This is one of the First Fleets.
So here's the vault of Thomas Freeman. He arrived with the First Fleet on the 25th of the 1st, 1788, and he died the 25th of October, 1794.
1794, yeah.
So in memory of Francel's Hannah Clements, who departed this life January 20, 1800, aged, I can't see was it 41?
Aged 11 years.
11, oh, she's only a child. William Burley, who departed this life March the 4th, 1792.
He was 19 months old and 23 days.
So you can see their headstones not in very good condition anymore. So this beautiful old headstone, I love the design. It feels like concrete or sandstone. Anyway, it says Alexander Ellison Dare. It says died December 1889, aged 80 years. There's another one exactly the same, and that's Mary Dark. Died the 17th of February 1877. Yeah. Wow. And there's someone else on there, Edith Harris. 22nd of April 1904, age 63. This is Emily Dare. Died the
1906.
Yeah, 6th of June, I think it is.
Yeah.
Aged, I'm not sure what that is. And then Geoffrey Bennett, infant son of Francis Harris, I'd say, and Ella Dare died the 20 something of December 1898, aged 4 months. So here lies the grave of Henry Dodd. He was a personal servant of Governor Phillip, Australian first farmer, who with the labour of 100 convicts harvested from 35 cleared acres, 200 bushels of wheat, 60 bushels of barley, plus vegetables by November 1789. Right here in Parramatta, then known as Rose Hill. By December 1790, from 55 acres, another 300 bushels of wheat, 100 of barley and a little maize were harvested. 200 acres had been cleared by then. Henry died on the 21st of January 1791. Henry was the first to have a public funeral in the colony. So this grand tombstone is just beautiful, and it's in memory of John Craig, died May the 12th, 1854, 18 months. Also Margaret Craig died the May 27th, 1856, 18 months. Also Elizabeth Craig, wife of Joseph Craig, died November the 18th, 1869, age 43. Also Joseph Craig died January 25, 1874, age 45. Excuse me. Also, his father, Robert Craig, died September the 2nd, 1872. Also, Jane Throwden, wife of John Throwden, died August the 6th, 1878. Excuse me. Also, John Throwden died 1879, aged 2 years. And tombstone looks like a big steeple. It's beautiful. So this vault here, luckily we have a marker here that tells you the story because you can't read it anymore. And it says, sacred to the memory of Mrs. Sarah Ellison, relict of John Ellison of this town, who departed this life the 25th of February 1832, aged 45, leaving an aged husband and 10 children, to deplore their loss of a large circle of acquaintances. Also to the memory of Mr. John Ellison, who departed this life on the 8th day of September 1832, aged 66 years. Also to the memory of Henry Ellison, who departed this life January 28, 1853, aged 38. As you can see, you wouldn't have been able to read it otherwise. James Pye was prominent in many circles in the Parramatta area and held many interests and concerns during his lifetime. He played an active and long-lasting role in Parramatta's civic, social and agricultural growth. Over his 81 years, James Pye had many accomplishments. He was a member of the Parramatta Road Trust in 1846. In 1856 was elected to the New South Wales Legislative Assembly, Alderman for Parramatta from 1862 to 84, Mayor of Parramatta in 1866 to 67, a founding member of the Cumberland, Camden and Cook Agricultural Society, actively and vigorously campaigned for Parramatta's water supply to originate from a dam eventually built at Hunts Creek, North Rocks. This included donating land and sandstone to the council for this purpose. When a member of the National School Board, he offered financial security for the building of a national school building in Parramatta, securing 200 acres of land in Parramatta Domain to be a park for the public, placed hundreds of pounds in the local bank for council wages and works to continue, presentation of one of the All Saints Parramatta bells, along with many charitable donations to the churches in the area. His orchards at Rocky Hall were internationally known and considered a model for others, with a report in 1870 stating, "The orchards of Mr. James Pye are perhaps among the most complete. The apple trees of Rocky Hall are indeed a marvel, and the orange trees, it has been said by travellers of Spain and Lisbon, to be of superior growth to be seen in any of those countries, with its proprietor was that class which is the strength and dependence of the country." He was successful in the propagation of the maize, turnips and stall-fed cattle. In his obituary, written in the Sydney Mail, it was said that he was singularly shrewd and perceptive, was a very kind and charitable disposition, never made any display of his good and deed. His quiet and unassuming manners gained respect and esteem of everybody. James Pye was married twice, at first to Sarah Best and then to Elizabeth Hibbard. Together they had a number of children, including George, James, John, William, Mary Jane, Thomas, Elizabeth, Sarah, Mercy and Amy. James Pye passed away on the 30th of December 1884 after being knocked down by his horse by a runaway horse and cart. So here we've got the old grave of William Cosgrove, District Constable on the South Creek, who lost his life by 3 bushrangers on Thursday, the 1st day of April 1819, in the 38th year of his life. Reads Robert Proctor, who died the 7th of September 1878, aged 49 years. And it has a bit of a poem to it, but it's a bit faded, so you might see it better on the camera. And then it looks like Mary Ann underneath.
Beautiful headstone, I like this one.
So this lovely old one, it's got sacred to the memory of Mr. William Chalker, who died February the 2nd, 1823, aged 48. I did do a history tour here a few years ago, and apparently to live in your 40s was considered an old age because of the hardships they would face. The lovely tombstones, they feel like sandstone to me. So it's sacred to the memory of Eliza Bethel, who died May the 3rd, 1891, aged 39 years. Also in loving remembrance of Joseph Barnes, who died November the 13th, aged 53 years. His end was... I'm not quite sure what that word is. And then Mary Ann Barnes, and there's Leslie George. Some of the writing's very faded now. So here we have Clara Levi King, died December 17th, 1875, aged 1 year. Walter King died April the 3rd, 1878, aged 3 months. Phoebe Elizabeth King, mother of the above and beloved wife of Charles King, died May the 16th, 1881, aged 45. Also James King, son of the above, died December 9, 1900, aged 28. Sleep on, beloved, sleep, and take his rest. Lay down thy head upon thy Saviour's. I'm not quite sure, it's a bit, it says, we love thee well, but Jesus loved thee best. Good night. This one says, sacred to the memory of George MacDonald, Lage Quartermaster, Sergeant of His Majesty's 48th Regiment of Foot, who served his king and country 32 years and fought in the different engagement of Talavera, Elvira, Rodrigo, Salamanca, Barbados, Victoria, and some other countries I can't pronounce. Ended the mortal career on the 28th of July 1834, aged 60 years, deeply lamented by all who knew him.
Farewell to old England forever. Farewell to my old pals as well. Farewell to the well-known Old Bailey, where I once used to look such a swell, singing tooralai-ooralai-atadee, singing tooralai-ooralai-ay, singing tooralai-ooralai-atadee. We're bound for Botany Bay. There's the captain as is our commander, there's the boatswain and all the ship's crew, there's the first and the second class passengers, knows what we poor convicts go through. Singing tooralai-ooralai-atadee, singing tooralai-ooralai-ay, singing tooralai-ooralai-atadee, for we're bound for Botany Bay. Tain't leaving old England we cares about, tain't 'cause we misspells what we knows, but because all we light-fingered gentry hops around with a log on our toes. Singing tooralai-ooralai-atadee, singing tooralai-ooralai-ay.
So here's the Tunks vault, and it's in memory of William Tunks, who departed this life 6th of August 1821, aged 87. Is it 87 or 67? 67. Marine, he came from the HMS Sirius First Fleet 1788. And Sarah Tunks, wife of William, who departed this life the 27th of July 1837, aged 74, convict on the Lady Juliana, the Second Fleet 1790. And many of their descendants rest in this cemetery, and it's placed by the Tunks descendants. So you can see this gorgeous vault here, and it's in loving memory of Charles Tunks, died February the 9th, 1902, aged 71. John Tunks, who departed this life May the 1st, 1848. And Alfred Frederick Thomas Tunks, grandson of the above, who died January 13th, 1865. Edwin Walter Barnett Tunks, died September 26, 1867. Harold Edwin Tunks, grandson, who died January the 27th, 1878. And then of course Henry, and he died in 1899. And then I've got quite a few more names. George Tunks, who died 28th of April 1916. Henrietta Evelina, the beloved wife of George Tunks, who departed this life December 14, 1895. John Smith, dearly beloved husband of Mabel Smith, 16th of April 1899, age 42. Mabel Smith, beloved mother of Harold Smith, died 4th of October 1914, age 47. Ernest Edward Tunks, dearly beloved son of Thomas Tunks, died the 6th of September 1912, and 37. And Jessie Willis, daughter of Charles Tunks, 1874 to 1955. And that's some really old ones here. And then, in loving memory of Elizabeth, beloved wife of Thomas Tunks, died December the 12th, 1904, age 59. Thomas Frederick Tunks, died 28th of January 1920. Loving memory of Alfred George Tunks, died 20th of June 1943. In loving memory of Emily, eldest daughter of the late Charles Tunks of Harris Park, died 29th of October 1911. In loving memory of James Tunks, who departed this life 22nd of May 1913. And Annie Mae Pye, died the 22nd of September 1933, aged 63. And these graves here are also some of the Tunks family. You can see some of the headstones, but some have now faded. So this gorgeous old headstone, I love the design, and it looks like it's got some Latin writing on the top, but some's worn off already. And I can just read, "Sacred to the memory of John Turner, who died the 26th of May 1888, it looks like, aged 56 years. Hope you enjoyed our episode of the historical St John's Cemetery. Really old tombstones here, and probably in better condition than a lot of the old western and bushland cemeteries. They have a lot of volunteers that work here and maintain the yard, and a lot of history here. So if you love Australian history and you're in the area, I suggest pop in and have a walk around, because you'll be here for ages. There's so many to look at. A lot of them, unfortunately, you can't read anymore. They're pretty faded, so we picked some of the best. Anyway, catch you next time on our next adventure.
For sure. Talk soon, guys.